got a studio space.
Hello, hello. It's so nice to be home. I'm really excited that I'm back and we can make another video about a plant this week. I was hoping that I could draw outside as usual, but just as I was about to choose a plant, which I think I'm going to choose one of these cool fellas, it's kind of threatening raining, so I might have to take a cutting and take it inside, although it looks way better outside. So I think I'm going to see how that goes, although maybe it's not going to rain. Hard to say. Okay, it's definitely raining. This is the plant I'm going to do, and I'm just going to have to pick a couple of flowers and a couple of leaves because they look amazing as they are, but I can't take it more than this really. So I'll take this. Ah! Can you hear the rain? I wish my camera was waterproof. Okay.
I am very sorry that it has been maybe 2 months between the filming of that last section and this moment here, but so much has happened, and I hope that that's okay. I think with a side project like this, it is inevitable that sometimes there is just no time, but I'm excited to be back. And as you'll notice, we're in a slightly different location, along with many other changes that have happened since I last spoke. I got a studio space where I do my filmmaking work, which is what I do for my job, and it's this amazing studio in Cornwall, where I do my editing, and I'm also going to be doing some filming. And I thought that I haven't had so much time on my hands lately, and it's been really hard to get to the library to film these research parts. But at the same time, friends have started giving me books about wildflowers. For instance, I've been given 3 books. This one is from my friend Harry, Discovering the Folklore of Plants, which I think is going to be really fascinating and very useful, probably in a lot of episodes. So there's this, which is perfect. And then I was given this beautiful book, like an old book, called The Pocket Guide to Wildflowers by David McClintock. Interestingly, I don't think either of these were in the library, or I haven't found them yet. And this is a kind of older but quite amazing book with really nice illustrations. And then this is one that I bought myself a few years ago, just because I liked the cover mainly. I just really like that vintage look, which I think with the 3 of these, we might be able to get enough info to do today's plant, I thought. So that's really nice. And secondly, it's obviously a beautiful space in here. I've got this insane fireplace that looks like the entrance to the Ministry of Magic, if you know, you know, and really nice light. And I just thought, why not utilize this amazing space that I have now? So that's why we're here. What else has happened is that I actually got engaged, which is insane. So I have a ring as well, which is part of the reason that I've been swept up in life lately. Turns out there's a lot of celebrating when you get engaged, so that's cute. And so yeah, that's what's going on. I'm happy to be here, and this week's plant is this beautiful, it's kind of I feel a beautiful grass that I'm sure so many of us have seen a lot. It's just a classic English thing that you find in grass, but I'm actually quite pleased with the drawing I did of this, and I'm intrigued to see what it is. So without further ado, let's get to it. I think maybe this is a painting that I've done that's captured the real look of the plant, maybe best so far. So I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, let's see what it is. I want to start maybe with this book from the Pocket Wildflower Guide from my friend Jess. It was first published in 1956, and this is the 9th sort of publishing of this book, and that's in 1972, so that's a lot of iterations. I guess they learnt more about the plants. So, descriptions, illustrations, grasses, 121. Let's check that out first, shall we? 121. Ooh. Those are all water ones. Maybe I should have gone beyond. Ah, here we go. Oh my goodness. Ribwort plantain. Ribwort plantain. That is it. That is definitely it. Ribwort plantain. Cool. So on page 791, we should be able to find out about it. So it's called Ribwort plantain. And it says, Ribot plantain, a familiar plant used for the game of soldiers, often hairy, 6 inches to 2 feet high. The long, slightly toothed, stalked lanceolate leaves with 3 to 5 prominent unbranched ribs below. Flowers in dense stubby spikes, half an inch long, on furrowed stalks, blackish brown or greenish before flowering, but pale brown afterwards, with prominent pale yellow or purple anthers. I suppose anthers are what these, this like halo. Yeah, it's like a halo on the plant. I think that must be anthers. And then it says habitat, widespread and abundant in grassy and waste places, too often on lawns, April onwards. Okay, now I'm going to look into the Discovering the Folklore of Plants from my friend Harry. I'm very intrigued about this. I wonder when this was published actually. Let's see. Because it feels new, but it also feels like it could be a reprint of an older book. Yes, it is actually patented to 1988, so it is a bit older. And it's got some really nice like lino cut illustrations in it, which is fun. Plantain. Plantain. Okay, let's see what it's got to say. An alternative name for plantain is Plantago major, so that's different. I think in here we're talking as a family, so I think there are multiple plantain plants. There appear to be ones with like rounder leaves as well. So this is to all the plantain family. Also, I thought plantain was like the name of a banana, so I'm wondering what that's about. Maybe that's, yeah, I don't know. Okay, an alternative name for plantain, Plantago major, is English man's foot or white man's foot. It appears in every country where Englishmen have settled. Saxons bound it to the forehead with red wool to cure headache. Its leaves chopped and mixed with egg white soothed Guernseyman's burns. Highlanders call it Slanlus, the healing plant, and used it as a plant for healing of wounds. The plant also offered useful morale analysis. An inquirer should pull up a leaf and count the number of its ribs. This would be the number of lies the inquirer had told that day. Well, that is a very diverse range of facts for that. That's all it gives, so there we go. I think the fact that we haven't really heard much about its healing powers since probably means that's kind of like myth and not today. But it's funny to see, isn't it, how every plant has some sort of tale. Finally, this one, Finding Wildflowers. This was first published in 1971. Here we go, Ribot plantain. So it says that Ribot plantain, Latin is Plantago lanceolata, is one of our really universal plants. Abundant in grassland everywhere, also in lawns and waste places. Its oblong spikes of tiny blackish-brown flowers fade to paler brown and have conspicuous pale yellow stamens. Leaves narrower than either horae, which is the thing it talks about above, or rat's tail plantains. The latter with one or two other plantains also having an element of brown in its flowers. So that's interesting. This is kind of like explaining it in the same way that the other book does, but it's interesting how, even though they're both explanations of the flower, they do differ a bit. Each book is just another person's observation of the same plant. Thanks again for watching this week's episode. I know it's been a bit different this week. Also, if anybody knows about the relation between plantain plants and bananas, I would love to know, because I do think that bananas are called plantain, and this is obviously a very different thing and look quite different to bananas. So if anybody's got any facts about that, pop them in the comments below and we can learn together. And I think now that I can do it in this space and make it more of an achievable thing for myself, I hope to make more videos a little more frequently. But I'm also not going to put any pressure because life, I'm going to be remembering Plantain on all my walks for the future. Hopefully you will too. Thank you so much. Have a lovely week. Bye.